We had one Anil the Goat who just left the stage, and we have another Anil the Goat who's on the stage now. Personally, I must confess, sir, that this is truly a fanboy moment for me. I've seen you twice when you visited the campus at Rajalakshmi Engineering College. I've been part of the audience, and I've always admired the way in which you have given leadership to AICTE, the regulatory authority which is controlling the technical education in the country. And you are the leader of AICTE in one of the most reform-intensive era. The way you had brought the clarity in your leadership was truly amazing. So personally, it's a fanboy moment for me. Now, quickly getting into the topic about tracking change in technical education. Long back, when engineering institutions were there, they were primarily meant to give engineering degrees because those days engineering degrees were considered as a passport for good and good life. But over a period of time, the purpose for which engineering institutions were there, it went through a big change. Particularly, I think post-Y2K, when there was a huge explosion of private technical engineering institutions in the country. They were there to scale for the software industry. And the primary objective at that point of time for the technical institutions was to prepare students for their first job. Fast forward to 2026. Today, technical institutions are in a very, very different era, anticipating disruptions through AI. And we're here to prepare students not only, I'm sure that we do not know what jobs exist. Until recently, we were preparing students for the first job. Today, we are asked to prepare students for jobs that don't exist at this point of time. We're asked to prepare students to work on technologies that are being reimagined at the labs at this point of time. We're also being asked to prepare students to get ready for working in industries that will not go through a single disruption, but through multiple disruptions in their career span. So on this note, I would request, this is something which all technical institutions are facing at this point of time. So to help us decode what we need to be doing, what type of reforms that we need to be bringing into the engineering education system in the country, we have Dr. Anil Sahasrabudhe, the chairman of NTEF, a man who actually was in the epicenter of a lot of reforms in the higher education and technical education. He was one who really backed the outcome-based education. He was for industry integration, innovation, and also he was also bringing in lots of innovation in the engineering higher education landscape. So welcome you, sir, to ThinkEdu Conclave, where conversations are not just possible, but also very purposeful. I have a few questions to ask, and I will begin with the first question on something which is very, very pertinent at this point of time. Is about curriculum. Every curriculum has got a definite value, in the sense it has got a definite shelf life. But today we are having to we are having situations where the shelf life of curriculum is becoming very, very short because the technology, the half-life of any technology is getting reduced. So how do technical institutions prepare for such a challenge?
Thank you, Philip. The last session was an eye-opener. Now I compliment Dr. Anil Srinivasan for a wonderful way of showcasing what AI can do, and also creativity can coexist. I think my hat's off to him. He must have gone out, but we must give a set of hands down to him. Well, as far as curriculum is concerned, long ago, our universities were revising curricula maybe once in 5-year cycle, 4-year cycle somewhere. But today, curriculum needs to be changed almost every year. It may not be the entire structure to be changed, but at least in every course, whatever new things has come in has to be added as part of the curriculum, as part of the course. And unless we do that, our students, by the time they graduate and go out, will not be employable. But they will be employable only for the first job. By the time they get into the industry, maybe within 6 months, something else will come in. And our students who have just come into the job, if they say that I cannot do it because this was not taught to me in my university or college, I think they will show the door. So lifelong learning is going to be the key thing. And for that, self-learning on your own learning is all going to become more and more important. And that's why the curriculum, whatever is there is fine, which our teachers have to teach it in the class, learning has to happen. But more importantly, how we find applications for that knowledge which we have gained is also crucial and important. And then when we go out, today opportunities galore. About 20 years ago, if we graduate and go out, if something new has come in the form of technology domain, we have to either go to the library and hunt for a book or find out a teacher who can tell me what is that new thing which has come in. But today, on our fingertips, on your mobile, on your laptop, on your any device, all the world's knowledge is available. The only thing which is important is how do you digest it, how do you understand it, how do you critically ask the right questions to various AI tools which have been discussed in the morning till today. Probably I was listening today, I was not there yesterday, but probably at least 1,000 times people have used the word AI. And therefore, this augmented intelligence, which is available at our doorsteps, must be utilized to the fullest extent by asking right question, and that's where prompt engineering comes in, and right kind of prompts. So our teachers have a role to play in terms of how we teach our students to ask the right questions, and then based on the answers that you get it, how do you critically analyze that answer? How do you use your analytical ability, creativity, in order to get solutions to the problems that the planet is facing? I think that is the way forward. And since the title of this particular thing was today's Tech Ed, and I was wondering, today's Tech Ed is not going to be tomorrow's Tech Ed. So we'll have to be very watchful and careful on that aspect. And then I also didn't understand whether it is technology education, technical education, or technology to be used in education where it is even for arts, commerce, science, and all of them. Or is it the reverse word? Instead of that, you use edtech, and there are a huge number of companies who are providing educational content to our students at a fee, sometimes free of cost, and how our students should make use of all this which is available on the web to effective learning and thereby becoming useful, both as employable graduates or even otherwise to become job creators, creating entrepreneurial journey, creating startups, all of that which has been discussed by different people in the earlier speakers has to be made use of. I think that's where I stop.
Yeah. So you were talking about, you're giving different meanings to technical education. I'm going to take off from there. I think it was also discussed in the last session. It's about interdisciplinarity. I'm going to go a little bit further. I'm also wanting to talk about multidisciplinarity. Because, as per the new NEP, India will have to actually transition from being a place where we have only siloed technical institutions to a more comprehensive multidisciplinary universities. I'm sure the last speaker talked about the importance of arts and data science. So what are the biggest mind shifts that institutions should have in India so that we make these type of reforms and make this transition much more meaningful rather than very cosmetic?
I think many a times we understand multidisciplinary by way of offering courses in different subjects in any particular institution. That means in an engineering college, you have a course on economics, a course on psychology, or in a medical school, you have a course on law. And that is what is multidisciplinarity, is what normally many people understand. But multidisciplinarity is actually problem solving by connecting the dots of different subjects, different domains. And therefore, unless you have students from all variety of disciplines and they come together for creative thinking on various issues that we face, the last slide really brought tears. You remember the last slide from Anil Sahasrabudhe where a child is sitting on the rags. What about the life of that child? How are we going to address it? I think if that is the problem statement given to students of arts, commerce, science, engineering, medicine, all put together, I am sure wonderful thought processes will come out and beautiful solutions will emerge from out of that. And that is what India needs today. What we often talk about last mile, last mile in different forms. That Sugata Mitra's poster about how Hole in the Wall really created a revolution in terms of learning by self. And those people were not taught by anyone, but still they learned on their own. So that spirit, how are we going to imbibe? So each college and university in their neighborhood, whether it is in slums or nearby villages, how can we go there and then ping there in a manner that you create that sort of requirement on one side and talent hunting on the other side. And this is where I remember Bihar's top 30. He picks up students who do not have any wherewithal and they all get qualified through JEE Advanced. So I think that is what is the spirit. So multidisciplinarity means the problems of pollution in Delhi or Chennai, wherever it is, and water pollution. We have issues of hunger still to be addressed. We have issues of greenness and carbon sequestration and all of those important things to take care of the environment. And in terms of two very important things, agriculture and healthcare. AI is going to play a big role in these two domains as well. AI in agriculture, AI in healthcare. We already have 4 centers of excellence of AI created. All of them, although they look like for agriculture or for education, for healthcare, for sustainable cities, there are lots of elements of multidisciplinarity involved. No discipline can be only specific for a particular objective. And therefore, understanding the connections, connecting the dots is going to become important. Therefore, in all courses, can we have small mini project in our educational institution and bring in students from different disciplines and give them that problem statement and let them do brainstorming and come out with multiple solutions. This is what we started about 8 years ago as Smart India Hackathon. And initially, when the word hackathon was heard, many people did not know hackathon that time. Today, it's a commonplace word. So people thought that you are going to hack some system. But it was not so. It was solving of a challenging problem statement from government department or startup or from any small or large-scale industry. And at the same time, when industry talks about our graduates being not employable, most of them say that 30% are employable, 40% are employable. These are the studies. But undergraduates who have not even completed their education, second year, third year students, were able to solve some of the challenging problems which the industry was facing. That means India has a lot of talent. We did not give them enough opportunities. And therefore, multidisciplinarity is nothing but giving opportunities for students to come together and to solve the problems.
Fantastic, sir. That was something which you nailed it. Multidisciplinarity is all about coming together in terms of creating that impact, in terms of solving society's problems. It's just not about introducing new courses. I think that's a very, very profound statement that you've made here. Institutions will have to think out of the box in terms of how do they come together, collaborate with each other in terms of solving societal problems. Thank you so much, sir. Very nice perspective. I'd like to move on to something very different on globalization. This is something which we of late see a lot in India. We have seen, and again, drawing from the new education policy, the government of India has opened up a lot of opened its doors to foreign universities to set up their campuses in India. One, Indian education institutions could see this as a challenge, number one, or it could see them as an opportunity. So today, India, which is, when in terms of challenge, obviously, is in terms of access to who will get the best of the faculty and all those type of challenges that institutions will face. On the other side, when it comes to, opportunities, it's all about Indian students. India becoming a destination for great education. So until now, we've been having students only doing outbound. So we could become a destination for inbound students. So what are your thoughts and perspectives on the globalization of Indian higher education system?
I think with some caveat, I would like to talk on this issue. It's a very interesting issue which you have raised. Internationalization is important, and therefore getting some of the top 200, 300 world-ranked universities to come to India and set up campus is very good. We already have Southampton University, which has set up its campus in NCR, Gurugram region. Remaining 16 other universities are in the pipeline, setting up campuses in Bengaluru, in Mumbai, and in Chennai.
Yeah.
And in some part of the
Western
NCR
Australia
region
setting up a campus,
as well.
yeah.
So both it is a challenge, it is an opportunity, and it is also a competition for our institutions. So take it from all angles, that our institutions have to tighten their grip on what they are doing, look at what those universities are doing, why were our students going all the way abroad for, earlier our students in my time were going only for PhD. None of them went for undergraduate or postgraduate education, except for son of a Kirloskar or Birla, it's a different matter, but otherwise, today middle class children are going for undergraduate education abroad for higher education. Therefore, bringing these universities will bring down the cost for our people from the middle income group, and the universities will have nearby hostels, and therefore the living expenses also will be less, fees will be less, the money will remain in India is one of the features of this. But at the same time, competition will come in. But the sorry state is, we were the nation which had produced the universities of the world, Takshila and Nalanda. Madam is sitting here. We are recreating Nalanda now. So why not our different universities become destination for foreign students to come in rather than getting foreign universities here? Both ways it will work. So in the beginning, in order to catch up, probably this is a short-term proposal. But long-term, our universities, our IITs, of course, IIT Chennai has gone to Zanzibar, IIT Delhi has gone to Abu Dhabi to set up campuses, IIM Ahmedabad is going to Dubai. So our institutions are also going abroad and setting up campuses. But more important, getting students from all over the world to India is more important for us than anything else. And that's why Study in India program is also launched. I'm sure as we go along, many students from even the developed countries will come here, not just because we are good in AI, we are good in semiconductors, we are good in quantum technologies, but because of our ancient civilizational values, the culture, the tradition, the diversity, and still we live as one nation. That is the very important part. And therefore, world has a lot to learn from India. And therefore, I'm sure as we go along, both things will happen, and we will conclude in the form of not only becoming Viksit Bharat, but we will have a clarion call that we take the whole world as one family, Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. And that spirit has to be visible in our education system, right from our undergraduate, postgraduate, and PhD education.
Thank you, sir. I'm again tempted to bring about AI. How a conversation on tracking technical education cannot involve AI. So I'm again going to bring back this topic on AI, emerging technologies, quantum, sustainability, and all these semiconductor missions. How do you think that technical education should recalibrate themselves, recalibrate their focus areas without spreading themselves too thin?
I think many people, especially faculty members, now must have been convinced by some of the previous sessions, especially the last session, that AI is not a threat. AI is only a useful tool which we should make use of in the most possible effective way. Thereby, our learning enhances, our entire learning in the form of whether it is in language or in technology, in subjects, will improve. And that's why many of us are aware that we want to increase our gross enrollment ratio to 50% from our NEP, but today we stand at around 30%. Only two things can make it possible. Number one, we want to educate our students in our mother tongue, various languages. Because many of the students from rural, hinterland, tribal areas are afraid of coming to colleges and universities because everything happens in English. So if they are given an opportunity to study in their own language, one way of lifting up the gross enrollment ratio. The second is we cannot have brick and mortar universities of such large numbers, and therefore how do we effectively use online education, online degrees, thereby we will be in a position to expand our base of GER to 50%. These two are very, very significant. And to help them, all the AI tools are going to be useful. We have, no one has mentioned in the morning, AI translation tool called Anuvadini. I think people must be aware of this tool which AICT developed without any help from any of the funding support from the government, but all by using the talent of undergraduate, second year, third year students as interns. And they developed this tool, which is Anuvadini. Apart from normal translation, which even Google does, Microsoft does, and Sarvam does, or Bharatjan does, this tool has some other special applications. That is, two applications I would like to mention, which are very important. If you have a book in English with lots of content, which has charts, tables, graphs, and different fonts in different colors, different sizes, this tool can translate it exactly the same way, same formatting, same location, same size of the font in another language. It is almost like, I often say, color Xerox copy of a book in English in any of the 22 Indian languages. Exactly the same way, look-wise, font-wise, color-wise, chart-wise, table-wise. I think this no other tool in the world can do it, and which we have proved it that it can be done. The second one is we all are used to WhatsApp. We are creating a tool for communication called Samvadini. All the data will remain within the country. No data will go out. We are talking about sovereign AI, sovereign large language models. We have developed small language models which can effectively make use of all of this so that data remains in India, our sovereignty will remain, and at the same time, we will be able to lift our population, their way of life, their living conditions, and the entire world will look at India for the help from technology side. Thank you very much.
So one last question, sir. If both of us again meet here in the same place in 2035, what, according to you, should Indian higher education system should look like to truly say that we have arrived as a global leader in education?
I think most important thing is flexibility. National education policy has talked about a lot of flexibility to be given to universities, colleges, including students and teachers. I hope our universities have to come of age. That policy should not remain in our philosophy or in the almiras, but it should be implemented. Whichever state likes it or not, whether they call it as NEP or SEP, doesn't matter. The principles which are enunciated are so solid and foundational that the next 20 years are going to be transformational in terms of education. And the whole world should come to India for looking at how the transformation has happened. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. The title of the conference, the topic that was given here was tracking change, but I think you have nailed it. You have concluded by saying that we need to be leading the change. That will be truly transformative. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you.